I'm going to mute myself so I don't cause any more disturbance here.
You never cause us a disturbance, Carl.
Mike, I'm going to make you the host,
Okay,
which releases me from responsibility.
not a problem. Not a problem.
Okay, here we go. Oh,
Yep.
changing host. Mike, you're now the host.
All right, looks good.
You look like a host.
Yeah, wow, thanks.
Yeah.
So,
Change
Right.
host. Yeah.
So I
Very
really
well.
don't have too much. I mean, the presentation was last time and we burned right through it.
Yeah.
So I just figured that we would play around here or just discuss whatever we want to discuss.
All right. And maybe try some peer-to-peer on the repeater.
Correct. Yeah.
Yeah.
That would be great too. So,
Yeah.
you know, I when I came in here, I heard Carl talking about how, he came in on time and it seemed like that the presentation was half over because it was at 8 o'clock. So, I mean, we could just kind of hang out until 8 o'clock. I personally, that's what I prefer.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Because
Absolutely.
it gives all the people that had planned to come at 8 o'clock to come in at 8 o'clock. So,
Yeah. I just got a thing from Ann. She's on the treadmill trying to watch the Verizon. And she needs a password. So I will leave the room for a second while I give her the password.
we won't talk about you.
Yeah. Yeah. Right.
And Mike, I will bail out a little bit after 8 because there's a competing net local to me. I'm in North Jersey right now, so I can't do your RF thing tonight anyway. Only
Well,
hereby.
that's fine. Is there anything that you wanted to cover specifically? So, we got the time right now.
All I would say, it's not that closely related to it, is that we know there's been problems with the W2MMD-3, and you found a bad cable or something earlier.
I did,
today.
yeah. So that was interesting. So from what I understood, and I was actually listening into the Aries Races Net last night, that the announcement went out that I guess the funding is being secured for a new PC for that. Is that correct?
That's correct. That'll be the current PC will be replaced. As Jonathan said, it's something with an Atom microprocessor, and I don't know what kind of RAM it has or if it uses flash memory, but it's really severely underpowered. So that's going to be.
I believe it only had like 8 gig. I mean, which is more than what I would expect in a PC like that. But yeah, it looked like the CPU was getting hammered every time that I would be there. Now today, when I went there, I proactively rebooted it just in case. But earlier when I was trying to connect to it, I could actually hear it replying. It just wasn't very loud at all. And then I remembered that a while back, John had mentioned that there was a connector that was having a problem on the back of it. So that was the first thing that I checked. That checked out. But there's like 3 different cables. There's like this really thin, PL259 cable, which it looks like it's RGX or so RG8 or something. It's really thin. And then it goes into a piece of hard line. Well, it looks like the hard line, the connector on the hard line was loose. And there's this giant cable that comes out of a pipe in the floor. And the only thing that I can think of is that it looked like a gigantic earthworm because it's like rigid. And it connects to that. And the weight of that cable was just pushing down on the hard line, making the connector part buckle. So I just propped that up on a box and it seemed to work. So, and then as soon as I got home, there was like a ton of activity on 145.3. I think you were trying to talk to KD2NEC. Looked like you were trying to connect to him through the G-Baro, the digipeater.
No, I was probably trying to connect to the club station on G-Baro. That's how I test G-Baro, actually. And it always works. G-Baro always works. It's the club station that's had problems.
So I tried to do that earlier. I tried to, go to the clubhouse station via G-Baro, and I could hear it digipeating, but it just hung there, didn't do anything. Did you experience the same thing?
I don't know if that's exactly what I experienced, but I just couldn't connect for the past couple days to MMD-3.
Okay, well, I was able to connect once I got home. So it seems like it was working. And do you know if it's working now? I could check.
I was not seeing, I didn't know whether my antenna was bad or because I was getting virtually no RF signal I couldn't connect because the signal was too weak coming from MMD.
But that was very early this morning, right?
That was last night.
Oh, okay, because I did. Okay, so I guess I was looking at the log and I could see you trying to connect, Al, but it was in UTC time, so that's why You know, I seen that it was on the 19th, but it was early on the 19th, so it was last night, of course. So yeah, I did see you, and I was actually hoping that you would be on the night so I could let you know that it should be working. So I could actually try that right now. Let me see here. I guess I could share my screen if you guys want to see it.
Yeah, so if Mike hasn't said it before, one of the points, this is about VARA-FM, your presentation right now, but it's dual mode. Stations are dual mode. They do packet also. And if you're not in good RF range of the Mullica Hill station, you can go through the G borough, the KD2 LNB. Yeah,
I think that's what it is.
LNB Digipeater, if you're within radio range of Glassboro, and then it'll get to Mullica Hill or Swedesboro just fine. But that has to be packet. It won't do it with VARA-FM.
I'm going to try to do it with packet right now. Let's see if we got anything. Yeah, it's coming back.
Oh, good. You fixed it.
Yeah. But okay, so here's something interesting. Once it finds no mail and disconnects. Okay, so there we go. So, if I try to do, where do we go here? Is it here? No, I forget where. Oh, direct. Yeah. If I try to do a Digipeater through G-Barrow, I mean, that's right? That's the name. Watch what it does.
Yeah.
Oh, it's working now. Wasn't working earlier. Okay, that's cool.
Yeah, no, G-Barrow gets busy because it's the, what's it called? The silent node, the unheard node problem, where G-Barrow is hearing stuff out in Pennsylvania. So it'll just sit there and do nothing because it's hearing stuff that you can't hear.
Oh, okay. Maybe that's what it was.
Right. Packet has the collision avoidance technology in it that VARA-FM does not have. So Packet is polite that way.
Okay.
Unlike some of us hams that'll talk when somebody else is talking. All right. I'm going to mute myself now.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, that was the big thing is I wanted to make sure that this worked, and it looks like it is. So let me turn this off.
Yeah, the signal strength looks like it's back. So the coax must have been loose, or there must be a bad connection in the coax there.
So I mean, you've had experience with those types of cables, Al. Those gigantic cables. What are the connectors that are on those?
They're regular end connectors.
Just a gigantic end connect. And I've never played with them. So and I'm assuming that do you know which antenna is the VARA antenna? Is that the one that's just vertical at the top of the leftmost tower when you're facing the front of the clubhouse?
Yeah, verticals on the left tower there. Yep.
Okay. That I wasn't aware of any of that. Yeah, because my original thought was I was like, well, maybe the antenna isn't up there that high, but I mean it's higher than some of the other antennas, and I've never had a problem with it in the past. So yeah, I think it was that piece of hard line. We just need to swap that out, and we should be golden. I'm not really sure who would be responsible for that.
Well, the hard line's fine. It's the whatever they're running from the radio into the big piece of hard line there, or it's I know it's. I'll take a look at it.
Okay, I mean, whoever's there, I know that you're usually there, and you're usually up on towers and playing with the connectors and the cables, so that would be grand. Okay, so let's see here. We got about 15 minutes, and
what kind of a PC are you guys looking for?
What kind of PC are we looking for?
Something that uses very little power. That's why we're running the small PCs, and I don't know that PC is underpowered. We haven't actually put a bigger PC on there to see if it isn't a software issue rather than a hardware issue.
Okay, well, the replacement is on order, so the works are going. Jonathan is taking care of it with John, K2QA, and Frank, N3PUU. The three of them are doing it, taking care of the upgrade.
It doesn't need to be a powerhouse. 8 gig of RAM should be plenty of RAM for what it's doing. I mean, it's And
It's
we
the
want something,
microprocessor
we
and
want a micro PC that doesn't require a lot of power.
yeah, it's the microprocessor and probably the limited system bus on that thing. But anyway, something better is on the way that should be more than adequate.
Yeah, when it was having problems, I was in the task manager looking, and it wasn't really touching the RAM at all. It was all the CPU that was having the issue. And again, that could just be the nature of what else is installed on there. I don't know what else is installed on that machine. But yeah, I guess if there's a new PC in the works, then we're not going to turn that down.
Yeah, I mean, what you're talking about, the extra overhead, the bloatware and all that is exactly what Frank and John K2QA were working on, is getting some of the extra crap off of the computer that sometimes comes with it. But also, maybe Alan, you know this. I thought John had a number of Windows 10 licenses and that he had installed the OS himself. So there shouldn't have been bloatware and crapware on that little computer to begin with.
Don't know if that came with a lot of those tiny PCs come with free with Windows 10.
Yeah, that's what John had told me when he was showing me the VHF room, is those little box PCs, because of the nature of the CPU, that Windows does not require a license for it because it's a smaller CPU machine, which made it attractive to me. But, you know, it seems like it's a little underpowered as far as being able to handle the whole RMS.
Yeah, remember
multiple core. It's a multi-core processor, but if it's running, you've got to figure it's running two instances of VARA as well as the RMS software. So it's got, I don't know that there's, I'm sure at some point there's, you know, maybe a connection on HF and a connection on VHF. You know, I guess it could possibly get bogged down.
It was having startup problems too, where I think it was loading VARA, but it wasn't loading RMS, to call it sound modem. It wasn't loading sound modem. So it was anyway, the problem will be over with shortly.
Oh, that's good.
Well, sound modem is only needed for packet, I guess, which is another probably fairly high overhead CPU, you know, program. But I don't like the sound of the packet coming out of there is not correct. Like, you can tell that it's, I don't know if it's over deviated or it just, you can tell that it's got a high pitched, you know, like wail to it that you don't hear on a regular TNC. So I'd like to try to be able to measure or, you know, see the waveform and see, you know, if it's correct. I mean, it seems to work okay, but.
Agreed. It always sounded too hot to me, a little too overdriven.
Which can be a even bigger problem if VARA is not set to the proper level. That would be also be a problem, especially I think the higher speeds are more sensitive to the you know, the deviation.
It definitely, since we're getting into VARA right now, you know, VARA has that auto tune function where it will set its own level, but since it's going out through the same card, it also affects the packet deviation. So you have to find some happy medium between the two modems.
The auto tune, you know, gives you, it gives you at least it gets you in the ballpark. But the problem is that you're auto tuning. Just because you auto tune to one station doesn't mean that it's correct to another. Now, see how that should not be in the red. That's too hot. The audio at KBF there, you got the receive audio is too high.
So let's see here. We just went direct.
Well, I could back that off if I were in Swedesboro, but I'm 100 miles away from the station.
Yeah, you see.
I'm not Jonathan. I can't do this by remote.
And that's not a very good signal to noise. I typically, I've seen really theoretically about as high as you're going to get with MMD, up to 30 dB signal to noise.
Well, if you do an auto tune though, it might against KBF 10, it might get better. Yeah, I agree. 15.5 is not as good as I would like for the 4 to 5 mile path. What kind of a sound card are you using, Mike?
I'm using a Signal Link USB for my FM stuff.
Same thing that I'm using.
Yeah. And then I use a Masters Communication for my HF.
So actually, come to think of it, that just auto-tuned Mike's station. It didn't auto-tune MMD.
So let's see here.
Somebody's got a TV on.
That's what I hear. Yeah. Let me see if I can see who it is. Yeah, MMD looks good.
Yeah.
We got here 11. All right, a few more minutes here, and then we'll get things opened up.
Mike,
All right. Somebody have something to say?
yeah, me, Charlie.
Oh, hey, how's it going, Charlie?
After the DigiNet tonight, can you give me a phone call?
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah, okay.
I think I still have your number. Let's see. Who's that? Somebody's auto tuning.
Can you auto tune the club stuff?
So that's what, yeah, that's what I was doing right here. So let's see here. We'll do an auto tune. And where is my window? Oh, it's hiding. Hold on. Right here's the club, W2MMD-3.
All right, I see that.
And we'll just click away here. Wow. Still says it's waiting for a response, but it did get back, didn't it?
Was that what was just
It
approved?
responded.
It did respond. I don't know why I didn't catch that.
And you're not keying up on the first couple of levels because there's not enough audio to
Yeah.
key them.
And that's typical. I mean, so let's see here. Close. Do this again. Wow, it just stopped keying.
It just stopped sending.
Yeah,
That's
it
bizarre.
did. All right, time to
It
close
didn't.
everything.
Let me, I'm gonna try to auto tune to the MMD-3.
See here.
Nice background, Mike.
Oh, thanks. I was actually taken in my backyard.
Oh,
I
wow.
guess this line right here, there was a cloud somewhere over here when the sun was setting.
Hmm.
All right, let's see here. How do I?
I got no response. Oh, man.
You keyed up on the repeater.
Yeah.
It's the wrong frequency.
That's what I was gonna say.
Oh, yeah, you're right. What is it? It's 003. What is it?
145.030.
Yeah.
Has anybody tried any of the other stations in the list? In the past, I've had good luck with, even ones that were considerably far away, but last night, none of them were responding.
So you're talking about this list right here?
Yeah.
I mean, I've always been able to connect to Carl, but I've never tried any of these other ones.
And I've only done the packet stations. I think W3DRA is a good one in Delaware or Pennsylvania somewhere. Then there's a good one down in Salem County too. I think it's KC2TXB. But those are packet stations, packet RMS stations.
Yeah, I got no response.
Interesting.
I heard you, Gary.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely heard you. So let me try. Let's try this. I'm just going to try to ping it. This window keeps hiding. There we go.
He said a ping. What is that?
That's basically just sending a "Are you there?" And then you can see here it's giving you a few different values for signal to noise. The difference between that and auto tune is that auto tune will suggest what you need to do if it doesn't like what it hears.
So you're good to the machine at the trailer.
Yeah, it
But
looks
it's
like
all
it.
green?
Green is good.
That's the highest number I've ever seen, 34 dB signal to
Wow.
noise.
Okay, so let's try let's try to do the auto tuning again. Bring this over here, hit that. I don't know why the home window is always doing that.
Yeah, Mike, are you doing wide VARA or narrow?
Should be narrow.
Narrow, okay, so am I. You know, I think you really need a good path in order to take advantage of those higher speeds with VARA-FM.
No, it worked.
There we go. We got it to work.
Very nice.
So yeah, if you oops, I guess I gotta close this. Let's see here.
I'm gonna try it again with my
There we go.
linear, see what happens.
Well, maybe there's local QRM too, Mike, at the RMS. Like, do we have a an APRS station at the clubhouse?
Not to my knowledge.
Okay.
Nope, not right now. We
I'm just thinking of what
will
could be
at some point.
QR. I just wondered what could be QRMing it.
I mean, I'm seeing it, you know, I'm seeing Gary's right here.
No, I'm not getting a
But
response.
he's definitely not hitting it.
Yeah,
So
story of my life.
so okay, so here's a question. Are you able to hear his signal, Al?
Yeah, I can hear him.
Now the question is are you set up to digipede?
Yes.
Because it would be interesting, Gary, if you ping and then use Al as a digipeater to get to the clubhouse.
Well,
You want-
gosh, I would think should be able to get there directly. You've gotten into the club, right, Gary?
I have before, yeah, but lately I cannot.
Well, the auto tune isn't even coming back for you.
Yeah, let me just do a ping real quick
Yeah.
and see what happens there. Close that, go to ping. W2 MMD-3, correct?
Yep.
All right, here we go with a ping.
Yeah, it did. That worked.
No, I got no signal.
Oh, I did. It did the code right here
Really?
on my screen. I could see you reaching out.
Huh. Oh, wait a minute, wait. I put the, hold on. Let me make sure getting, come on.
Okay, so while you're doing that, I just kind of want to put it out there that because it's 8 o'clock now, so we'll officially start the DigiNet. And I really didn't have any more presentation. The presentation that I gave last time, it had everything in it. So I'm thinking that what we could do now is just kind of answer questions and play around and get things to work for people, if that's okay. Are we all okay with that? I see people nodding. Okay, great.
Yeah, and I'm not getting the signal back from the,
That's
Okay.
very
Yeah, it's weird.
That's really, the signal I'm getting back that I saw coming back was like, it was all scattered all over the diagram instead of being,
Wow. Huh.
that's really bizarre.
Maybe I did. Maybe I've got an antenna issue. I don't know.
Are you overdriving the signal?
I don't think so. Let me try another one. Let me just see. Oh, you know what? I could. Let's see if I have a 145.030. I
The
can
gal's getting there.
listen to my own signal. I don't know if I have it or not.
Yeah, Mike, can you move your VARA window a little bit over to the left so we can see all the dots? You know, the
Is that better?
signal. That's great. Yes, perfect.
Let me
Yeah, because Alan's was nice and tight. I saw the
yes, it
four
was. That it
pinpoints.
was. And if you don't mind, I would like to try to -10. Let me see if I can
Yeah.
bounce off of him. There we go. Ah. See, it's not receiving it for some reason. That's bizarre.
It worked. My end keyed up.
Yeah, I did hear it. I heard it. Seems like when I close it and start it again, it works.
Our fearless leader has joined in. Jonathan, Mike, have you told him about the RF cable problem you found earlier?
He was on the email. I don't know if he did you see the email yet,
I
John?
haven't read emails yet today. I've been
Okay,
tied up with
so
stuff.
I guess when I had tried to connect to W2MMD-3 earlier, I could hear it replying, but it wasn't very strong. So I went to the clubhouse to see what was going on. Proactively rebooted. Nobody was connected this time, so that was good. And what it appeared is that there's actually 3 cables. There's the cable coming into the clubhouse. There's a piece of what appears to be like hard line connected to it. And then there's it looks like RG8 is going to the back of the radio. It's a really thin cable. Well, the cable in between, the gigantic cable that comes into the clubhouse was putting weight on the connector of the cable that it was connected to. And I think it was bending it. So I just pushed it in there and propped it up on a box fan and everything seemed to work. So I think we just got to replace that cable.
Yeah, I the last time it was doing that, I found that there was significant corrosion on one of those connectors, and I replaced that small cable with another small cable. We got a lot of small cables laying around because the satellite station and the VHF station are torn down.
Okay. So that looked like it was the culprit. There was nothing wrong. I could see people were. The interesting thing is that it was picking people up just fine because I checked the log and the log was showing that everybody was trying to connect to it, but it didn't actually connect.
Yeah, it could hear, but it couldn't talk.
Exactly.
Did you have any trouble getting with the lock on the clubhouse door, by the way?
No.
Right.
Every time I go there and I don't set the alarm off, I consider it a success.
Well, not to get into it too much, but that lock tends to freeze up or stick in the winter. And John K2QA got stuck outside last Saturday evening trying to get in, and couldn't. And I know Al and I have both had trouble with it in previous winters. So I want to get in there and replace the damn thing as soon as we can, because there were days when it was cold and rainy and sleeting outside, and you're spending 15 minutes trying to get into the damn clubhouse. So I just want to
yeah, that ain't good.
Yeah. By the way, do you have an HF station? You have an HF?
I do.
You might want to show that off too. If you
we could do that.
If you haven't done that, because HF is very different from VHF.
I did. I showed the adjusting of the ALC in the last last DigiNet. So, but I didn't actually connect anything, and we could do that tonight. We could try to do peer-to-peer if you want. HF.
Oh yeah, peer-to-peer would be good. If you can talk to Al or somebody like that.
Mm-hmm. Who has capability? Now I know, Rich, you were installing VARA HF on Linux. Did you ever get that to work?
No, it's too much stuff going on. I haven't had a chance to sit down the radio and do that.
Okay, okay.
So
So
it's gonna
yeah,
take, it's gonna take me a little while, but I watched them install it and I watched it work. And it wasn't running under wine, which is a big improvement. So I should be able to get it up and running because I do FT8 all the time on there and use the internal sound. I got a separate sound card for FT8, so I shouldn't have a problem whatsoever. I just need
Okay.
the time, and I'm going away a week after Christmas, so I won't get to it till next year.
no problem. I just knew that you were playing around with it, so I figured if anybody would get value out of it, it would be you. So, but if you're not at that point yet, that's fine.
It'll work pretty good. So
Okay.
what
Now
I
I know
see,
that
it's not much
Gary
different.
has ability, and it sounds like Al does too, right?
Yeah, I've got my FM peer-to-peer session up and running, so I just.
No,
we
you
could-
had HF too, right? Weren't we
Yeah,
doing
yeah,
HF one night?
Yeah, but close HF stations don't work with me,
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
That's
So I
right.
figured we could try a peer-to-peer through the repeater.
Okay, we could do that.
Uh,
I think Steve also has the ability to do VARA HF. Is that correct, Steve? All right.
Yeah, and I didn't mean peer-to-peer on HF, although that's a good idea. The thing that I misspoke on was VARA chat,
Okay.
where you can do a file transfer directly to another station. And Al and I were doing that. Al and I live about 1.5 miles apart. And we were running 16, 20 kilobits
Wow.
when we were doing that. So that might be fun to just fool around with on VHF if you can get directly to Al.
Yeah, oh, definitely. I could
you
get to
know,
Al.
And the other thing is if you've got VARAC on installed, which is the chat program that uses VARA HF on HF, that might be something to show off. I'm just thinking of stuff that you can show off that you
Sure.
haven't shown off yet.
Sure. Now, I never got VARA, VARAC
Yeah, there it
to
is.
work.
I never
So-
did either.
Yeah,
But-
it seems like all the general frequencies that I go to, nobody's ever on them.
Well, I was on 40 meters at the clubhouse on Saturday, trying to work RIDI because there's no RIDI either.
Hmm.
And on the frequencies that come up for the VARA stations, for the VARA Winlink stations, there was VARA. I heard a couple of what I know is HF VARA there because it was not the time stuff that was FT8. So if you want to try listening to VARAC, you might tune to one of the frequencies of one of the HF stations you can talk to and see if you can decode it or something. When you get to it, I'm just, again, queuing up ideas that might be interesting to play with.
Yeah, I don't really, in this session, I don't have an itinerary. I'm just looking to play.
Yeah, well, that's why I'm trying to give you ideas.
Yeah. So,
Does
so yeah, I
VARAC
mean,
Is VARA
What's that?
installed separately or is it installed when you install Winlink and VARA?
no, it is a completely independent piece of software by itself.
Okay. Because I got VARA-FM all on my Windows machine, so I gotta go find that program.
Yeah. So this actually, I haven't actually connected to anybody, but and maybe one of you gentlemen could speak to this better than I can, but it's a lot like a chat program where you could actually see when another station is typing. It's more like you're in like Google Chat or any other chat program that you would use on the network, only here it's on radio. And from my understanding, it primarily deals with HF, but I think if you were to close this and open up VARA-FM and made sure that the ports were the same, you would be able to do it on FM as well. Has anybody done that? Has anybody used VARA-FM with this program? Nope.
No, I don't know whether it would be smart enough to know that you're an FM and change the way that because the HF, it uses specific frequencies and things and jumps frequency.
You're right. You would have to turn that off somehow. You would have to make sure that the radio wasn't tuning as a result.
Well, yeah, I mean, the way that it works on HF, you park your radio on the CQ frequency, and then VARA will move you to a QSO frequency if you make a contact. Now, I don't know whether they implement that on FM or like I said, or whether the AC program is smart enough to see that you're in FM and it doesn't use that whole frequency scheme or not.
Okay. So how much experience do you have with this program, Al?
I just saw the video from the guys who, I think it was up on our emails list.
Oh, okay. But you were using it. I mean, you were using it. Well, I guess what I'm getting at is should we demonstrate a communicate, should we demo it? And do you have the ability to demo it in HF?
No, I don't have HF at the
Okay.
house here,
Okay.
but we can do peer to peer if you want.
So we could do that too. Okay. So yeah, I'll close this up then.
Yeah, and peer-to-peer and Winlink is different from VARA chat, just to make that distinction.
Yeah. So Gary, you have the ability to go over the repeater. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. Maybe we could try that. Let me go over to the repeater here. Oops.
Yeah, I'm going to put your call letters in, Mike.
Yeah. There's that Reading repeater that's coming in. Hold on. So when we do peer-to-peer, and hold on, I need to make sure I got everything set up for that. So when you're in your, go ahead. You had something to say?
Well, I was just I'm not gonna send a message yet. I just want to see if we make a contact. And if we do, if I get a response from you, then I'll make a small message and I'll send it to you. And then you should see that in your inbox.
That's assuming you can ping me because I have an unregistered version of the software.
Yeah, I know. It's kind of weird. Yeah. So I'm just gonna try to make a contact on the repeater with KG4JYA. All
Yeah,
right.
hold on. Let me get it open here.
And you're gonna be in it's through Winlink and it's gonna be a peer-to-peer. Oh, I gotta,
Let me set that up.
and the other thing is you have to remember, if you're going to send a message, and this mistake was made a lot on the other network. You're going to send a message with peer-to-peer. When you create the message in the message window, that message, it defaults to a Winlink message. You have to change it to a peer-to-peer message. But we're not going to do messages yet. We just want to see if we can get a contact.
Okay.
All right. All right. So I'm going to, here we go. I hope. I'm just going to start and see if I can make a contact with KG4JYA. Failure. Oh man, I'll tell you.
Let me try to ping you.
Okay. Oh, wait a minute. Hold it. Wait a minute. That was my fault. I'm still on the other frequency. Let me try that again. Okay, here we go. I'm not transmitting. Okay, hold on. What is going on here?
That's all right. Let me see if I can do it.
Let me see if I can get this thing. Oh, now I'm No, I'm not.
That was me.
No, my signal link went off.
Oh,
Hold on. What is going on? Stand by.
yeah, sure.
Want to see if I can do a tune.
The repeater adds a whole nother level of possible signal integrity issues because Mike's ping was not a nice tight dot pattern coming through the repeater.
I am not going on the air here. Now, what
Yeah,
is-
we're subject to
I see.
all the
No,
filtering.
no. Another stupid error. Okay.
I'd be
Okay.
fascinated to know if you
Yeah, I hear it. There you are.
Okay. Stand by. It's, you're dealing with a moron here. Hold on.
Stop
All
it.
right. Here we go. Here we go.
I am transmitting.
Failure to connect with KG4YJA. What is it?
I'm decoding it.
Really?
Yeah, right here.
What did
And
you
I'm transmitting a request, it looks like.
Oh, okay. Huh. Yeah, hold on a second. Oh,
I hear something.
Does VARA check to see if the frequency is busy? Like you were saying that even if that's a good question. I've never even considered.
No, it does not. No, there's no collision detection with VARA.
Are you sure about that even on HF?
Oh, I don't know about HF. On FM that you're using, there is no collision detection. It just braps it out when you tell it to.
Somebody's audio is super low. I can't figure, I can't tell whose is whose. Might be Gary's. The audio.
my audio sounds low, Al. Oh yeah, let me. I'm going to listen to my own signal. Then I'm on the repeater. Hold on.
You can see here, I'm trying to repeatedly get a request to Gary.
All right, let me try it again. Let's going to listen to my signal.
Well, hold on.
Oh. Sounds pretty good to me.
This keeps flashing red. I can't, it's so quick I can't read it.
Huh. I'm getting a failure to connect.
Hey, remember, it's tricky over the repeater. You have to play with
Very.
that delay setting. So I'd be impressed if you get it to work over the repeater, because I beat my head against that for quite a few months last year.
Look at this.
We did it all the time on the other network through the repeaters. I mean, without a problem. And
I love how it highlights that Gary is not registered in the log. I mean, I could see you, I do see your call, and
Are you going on the air to try to respond? Is it putting you on the air or not?
yeah, I'm sending you a request for another packet. But if you look here, you can see that I clearly am decoding
Right.
what you're sending me. and
Okay.
it was-
Why don't you try to connect to me? See what
Okay.
happens.
The
You were
question,
just
Mike,
doing
why is your VU meter up so high when nothing is happening? Are you just running unsquelched or something?
no, that is the Reading repeater.
Oh.
I constantly get the Reading repeater in it. Like you'll see it'll die as soon as the squelch enables. And now it's open again. So you were just pinging, Gary?
No, I was trying to do, I'm in VARA-FM peer-to-peer.
Okay.
Trying to connect direct to KG4JYA.
Oh, okay.
You try the same thing. See if
Alright.
you can connect to me.
And just do a start. Look at that. The channel appears to be busy.
That's weird. And I'm not seeing I'm not receiving anything here. I'm looking at the scope. Oh, there it goes.
I think VARA does know
Okay,
whether
now
the
I'm
frequency is busy.
transmitting.
It does. I mean, down here, it'll tell you it's busy.
Yeah, well, it does, but it'll transmit anyway. Again, it doesn't.
You could override it. Like, I don't know if you noticed, I had a box that came up and said, it looks busy. Do you want to continue?
Okay, now yours says connected to peer WA3SVW.
but I don't think that it's, because there's no mail, it's not going to move anything.
All right, let me create a message. Give me a minute or two.
There we go. I'll disconnect.
Hey, Mike, does that mean you got an ACK back from Gary in order to get that message?
I didn't see the button light up. I thought that it would, but
It
Now,
said connected
again,
to. It
I'm
said
in
connected
the
to.
I'm in the message creating screen. The first thing I have to do is take it off of Winlink message and change it to peer-to-peer message. And then put in KG4 JYA. And I'm just going to say test. Now I wanted to capitalize it. Here we go. Test. And then I'm just going to go, this is a test. This is only a test. And then I'm going to post it to the outbox. And there's two of them in there. Okay, let me get rid of this one. Move to delete events. Okay. All right. Now, since I can't connect to you for some strange reason, connect to me again and see if it transfers the message.
all right, here we go. There's an ACK. Another ACK.
Doesn't seem to be sending the message.
No.
And then it disconnects.
So I guess the only other thing would be to do it in simplex, because I'm skeptical that the repeater is going to allow us to do it, especially, well, considering that Al had said that my pattern looked pretty scattered when I was trying to send a ping, with the addition of what Carl said of him, laboring over it and not having any success earlier on. I guess to do just this.
Pick a simplex frequency. I don't know if it's going to work, but pick a.
Well, I mean, I would use 145.030.
Oh, okay. All right. Hold on.
I'm going to keep my squelch open too.
Okay, I'm on that frequency. I'm going to try it again. Well, let me try to send it to you first.
All right.
See anything
Yep.
coming up?
Oh yeah, I got
Okay.
a pattern.
Failure connecting. What the heck?
That's fine.
Did you respond? Did your radio respond?
Oh yeah, and it's going to continue to respond, but I'll hit stop.
Okay. All right. Now you try to contact me. The other.
All right. Hold on, it's doing 1 of 3 disconnecting.
Oh.
Guess I could do abort. There we go. Okay, disconnected. All right, so I'm going to try to reach out to you.
Okay.
Here we go.
It looks like I'm responding.
I'm getting an ACK.
Okay.
I'm sending it, I guess.
Somebody's audio is no good. I think it's Gary's. There's some kind of
Really?
tone in with the data.
Is it a PL tone?
you have your HT there listening, there's a.
No, I'm not on this frequency. I have to program to listen on this frequency.
Okay.
I have a message ready for Mike. It's a fairly large message. I don't know what the highest speed you can do with that, with the narrow.
Well, we can push it and see what happens.
All right, well, I give up.
Okay. All right. So, Al, do you want me to reach out to you, Al, or do you want to reach out to me?
All right, I'm ready. You can connect to me. It should
Okay.
initiate the message.
Do I have to put your SSID in?
I don't know why on my screen it shows a -T. It shows a letter instead of a number. I don't think so. Just
Oh, maybe for Telnet.
Now, did you compose the message peer to peer, Mike?
I didn't make a
yes,
message. Al made the message.
Al. Yeah, I meant Al.
saved it as peer-to-peer. Yes.
Okay.
All right. So I'm just going to try to reach out and see what happens here. Maybe the 10 didn't work. All right. Let me get rid of this. KB2AYU, right?
If Al pings you, you'll see how his station is identifying, whether it's -10 or -T or with no SSID.
Yeah, Al's a -10. I can see the attempt on my
Well, that was me sending it. That
right.
doesn't mean that it was right, but I'll bet you I could just not getting anything.
Well,
Should I kick my? I mean, you're able to hear me, Al, right?
I think something's been changed in this program, and it revolves around this license BS. I really do.
Well, you didn't see this, Gary. If you look at my log, look at my log.
Yeah.
Where does it say? It says you are unregistered.
Yeah, unregistered. Yeah. Uh-huh.
Oh, we got something going. Who was that?
According to this, it's Al going to
Yes.
you.
I just pinged you and it showed up with a -10. So you already tried -10 and it didn't work.
Okay, but okay, just to confirm, you are Kilo Bravo 2 Alpha Yankee uniform, right?
Right.
Okay, so we'll do 10. Let me make sure everything looks right here. We got peer-to-peer, right? Somebody's throwing around some packet out there. So you're not hearing me at all.
Man, how annoying can you get? This is typical with this stuff, with this software.
So wait, were you able to hear me at all?
Yeah, in the RX.
This is one of my picayunes with this software. I agree with it. It's very picayune. It's not like FL Digi, which worked 99% of the time. You know, this is really some people swear by it, other people swear at it.
Yeah, my experience is just the opposite.
Yeah, I know.
For me,
it's
FL
weird.
Digi is buggy and I have to reboot my computer all the time because it freezes and locks up. Winlink for me has been great.
Well, that's the relationship between your operating system, but I'm talking about the relationship between VARA and Winlink and the airwaves.
So
Yeah.
why don't we? Are you able to do packet, Al? I got my peer-to-peer packet open. Maybe we could try that.
I just called you and you didn't respond. You have a
I don't have
dash-
my VARA open anymore.
you have a
Mike, how'd
dash-
you get a picture of my antenna on your screen?
Yeah, if you ever get a chance, this is Green Bank. The National Radio Observatory. Lots of pretty antennas there.
Yeah, I've been there. That's pretty cool.
It's amazing. It's
Well, and they
really
have that
amazing.
whole radio blackout area around it where you
Yeah.
can't have a cell
Yeah,
phone,
you
you can't have
You can't
anything.
even have Wi-Fi, right?
Only
Right.
diesel vehicles could drive around there. Nothing with a
Yeah,
spark.
right.
Nothing with a spark.
Right.
I see Al calling you on my log.
Yeah, let me open that back up again. So I thought, well, maybe we could try Packet, but I guess Al got it working. So let's see here. Yeah, you see,
Look at that, my log, oh, you can't see my log. Yeah, my log is quite full too. Wow.
wow, this thing is really okay. VARA-FM. Open this. Oh no, geez, got that wrong again. Got to make sure I get the peer-to-peer open. Oh, bear with me, gentlemen. Let's see here.
You
And
can
when you get a
change-
chance, Mike, just key your transmitter on 145.030. I just want to see if my radio goes to a
Okay.
flat. Yeah.
Oh, who was that? Oh, that's Al. Hold on. Oh, there we go. Sending.
Oh, okay.
Oh, hold on. I got to select all the messages, download
You
text
know what
message.
could have, you know what my problem could have been too?
What's that?
Got to turn down my delay. Very important.
See, I had the problem on the other way when we were going over FL Digi. I didn't have my delay on. Oh, look at this. Look at that.
Look at that
you're
speed.
you're receiving 10,000.
About that. Yeah, I'm at level 9.
I keep forgetting.
Oh, level 10.
All right, when you're done with Al, I'm gonna try.
Look at that. Good Lord.
Wow, holy smoke.
I've never seen that.
Wow. Looks like the schedule display at 30th Street Station.
Yeah. All right. And here it is. You can see
Not
that his
too
message
bad.
came in. Yeah, not too bad at all.
30, what, a 50, 30 something, 35,000 byte message. And
Let's take a look at that. I want to take a look at that.
And when you're ready, Mike, I'll try to send you my
Hold
message.
on.
Yeah, when you're ready.
Says 11K was the max. Not too shabby. So this was, hold on.
And you're still running Winlink messages, right? You're not running files back and forth yet.
That was yeah, that was a peer-to-peer Winlink message.
Right. Okay. So if you push up like VARA chat and send over a JPEG or something, of course, we'll be here all night. You'll see an awful lot of speed there.
Now, I don't have the registered version, so I'm not going to get the kind of speeds that, say, you and Al would get.
Right.
But I was actually surprised to see the speed that I did get from Al, because that was probably the fastest I've ever seen it.
And I think that's the speed from your whole session when it gave you that 11K. I bet if you look at your, what it peaked at.
Oh, okay, let's see.
I see
here.
35K in there.
Where are we at here? Throughput. Average throughput was 29.
Right, that's average, but during the message, it was 35K.
Well, it's saying peak here.
Okay.
it was, the peak was 11 kilobits. It was bouncing around 9 to 11 kilobits. That's, you're looking at the bytes per minute there.
Yeah.
But even like a 200K file would only take a couple of minutes at that speed.
Which we would never get on packet, at least 1200 packet.
Oh, not a chance. You're getting the compression out of this. You know.
That was a WAV file that I sent you, by the way.
Oh, wow.
Okay. I was wondering why I couldn't take a look at it. Let me see.
Al,
here.
did we go faster when we tested this? 'Cause I can go upstairs. I do have a registered copy. I can go upstairs and try and see what I can do from there.
That would be interesting.
Yeah.
All right,
We,
so I'll log out. I'll go upstairs where the radios are, and see what I can what I can do.
Alrighty. And Gary, you said you had something?
Well, I'm gonna try now that I got my delay in the right place. I'm
And
gonna
we're
try
at
to send-
145.030. And yeah, I'm ready when you are.
Okay, here we go.
There we go. Yep, it's working now. So this is a kind of oh, hold on. Let me so when it'll ask you if you want to download the messages that it has on file. So I usually say yes, and then
Okay,
it'll go
but
ahead and start moving
It's
things.
not- Oh, here it goes. It's
Yeah.
sending. I think it's sending the file now.
Yep. It was
Yeah,
waiting for me to
my
say that I
outbox-
wanted to download it.
My outbox is empty, so you should have it in your
Yep, I
inbox.
just got it right here.
It's amazing how it works when you set things right on the signal link.
Well, and that you see, there is no better example of, earlier on in the presentation when I say you got to know your equipment, know your levels, all that. It's almost like a checklist that you got to go through each time.
Barry calls it what's he call it? A novice mistake number 103.
Yeah.
Because the delay for most of the stuff on signal on the signal link has to be about 12 o'clock, 9 to 12 o'clock. But for this, it's got to be almost off.
Yeah, I have it almost off.
Yeah, and I
when
forgot
I
to
use
move it.
FL Digi, I got to have mine at 12 o'clock.
The position that I sit in, I don't see that last knob because it's blocked. There's a microphone hanging there, and I forget to bring it back down. It probably would work on the peer-to-peer would probably work now on the repeater as well.
You think so?
Yeah.
We could try it. You wanna
Okay.
try it?
Yeah. I don't have a message, but I just want to see if we can get a peer-to-peer. So I'm gonna go
Yep.
back to the.
Me and John were sending like several hundred K files, and they were not WinLink messages. I forget whether we were running VARA chat or something and you could just send the files, immediately. You didn't have to like make them up and post them,
Yeah.
into a box. You could just send them. You might even be able to drag and drop them. And we were getting speeds up in the 21,
Wow.
up in the high teens, 20s. We may actually be able. I've changed my setup over here to where we may actually be able to get the highest speed, which is like 25 kilobits. So, and you're doing that in the space that like a 1200 baud packet would be plodding along for like forever.
Okay, gentlemen. So Gary, it sounds like the Reading repeater is having an FL DigiNet right now. So if you try to send me something, it might be colliding with that.
All right, well, we'll see. We should be able to override it, but I have to get back to my peer-to-peer. Hold on, I gotta start this over again.
I wonder, it appears that if one of the two stations is registered, it will allow the higher speeds. Cause I noticed with Gary, it bumped up to like level 2 or something. Of course, the file was so short, it didn't have much time to work.
So when I connected to you, that was probably the fastest I've ever seen anything that related to, anything that I was doing with VARA. So yeah, I would tend to agree with that statement.
Yeah, it makes a big difference. And the station MMD, I've done test messages with MMD and I've gotten in the high teens, low 20s. I had initially connected at 21K, 21 kilobits, but for some reason it kept stepping down, and that may be because of the processor not being fast enough.
Yeah, I don't have VARA-FM installed up here, so I'm going to have to go do that. I'm on a different computer from what I tried with Al, so that'll take a couple of minutes.
Okay.
All right, I'm gonna just try to do a peer-to-peer connection on the repeater to you, Mike.
Sounds good. I'm ready.
All right, here we go.
Wow. Look at my pattern. And the nice lady just interrupted all that.
Okay, connected to peer-to-peer.
Look at this constellation though.
Yeah, it's horrible.
Yeah, the signal to noise was ridiculous.
No, I don't have a message. I'm gonna stop it
Okay.
and, okay. Let me just, compose another message real quick.
And you want to try it over the repeater?
Yeah. And again, I have to change it to peer-to-peer message and then KG4, KYA, subject, test.
Hey, John Pierce, what program were we using when we were sending files? We weren't using Winlink, right?
No, we're using VARA chat, which I think installs with VARA. I'll know in a minute. I just installed it, but I got to get like my registration code and stuff up.
A3. All right, I'm posting this to peer-to-peer. Okay, to the outbox. All right, here we go. Nope.
I don't think it likes it.
It says connected, but
I'm set repeatedly sending you requests that you're not answering.
oh, really?
Yeah.
Sounds like it's being cut off.
Maybe I should put a little delay on that. Oh, there. Disconnected the session.
all right, well, that's weird. All right.
Rule of thumb on your delay on your signal link is you want to be at about the 7:30 position.
Right, and that's about,
Yeah.
that's about where I am.
But
That's
I
still
wasn't.
dicey with it's
I
still
wasn't.
dicey with the repeater.
Let me try to connect to you real quick, Gary.
Okay.
Yeah, failure connecting. There's too many obstacles using the repeat, at least this repeater.
I saw a very quick, unsquelched, or not unsquelched, but I'm feeding because I'm going through the, oh, well, no, never mind.
Transmitting.
So here's a question. Would it be possible to do a peer-to-peer via GCARC using Packet?
I don't know.
Here.
I don't have Packet.
Who has Packet? Who wants to try Packet? We don't have to. We could go wherever you guys want to go.
That should work because
Ideally, it
peer-to-peer
should.
is transport level and packet is peer-to-peer is application level and packet is transport level. It should be agnostic. That should work.
Yeah,
There's nothing that keeps it from working. I can't do it because I'm not close enough and I still don't have my station configured right. But
yeah, and Carl's 100 miles away from his ability to do it.
yeah.
Yeah, I don't have Packet available at the moment, but
Okay, what should we try next? Sky's the limit.
I'd probably open the floor to question, if anybody
Yeah.
has, as you can see, repeaters are kind of out of the question for VARA-FM.
Well, when we were on the 5-county digital net, they were actually using a repeater.
Yeah, it worked all the time, right?
But they vary,
Because they probably had a long hang time on the repeater, so it didn't unkey. That's
Yeah.
the way that it worked.
And because they use several different repeaters with each net that they have, and only one of them really worked. The other ones I didn't see that there was at least as far as VARA is concerned. FL Digi was a different story.
Yeah.
But yeah, with VARA, I only seen it work on one repeater. Did you see it on it more than one, Gary?
It's hard to remember. I know it worked on the 147.27,
Mm-hmm.
the Bucktown, Pennsylvania. Yeah, and they each had different, different hang times, squelch tails, so forth and so on. Yeah.
So it's interesting to say the least. But I was able to, with regards to the packet, I was able to, just try it again. That's okay. Let's see here. Close all that out. And then when I was doing packet Winlink, I was able to go through GBarrow to get the W2MMD. Let me try to go to Carl. So Carl, you could hear GBarrow from your location in South Jersey.
Oh yeah, absolutely. This
Okay.
will work, guaranteed.
Okay, good. All right, here we go. Oh, wait a minute. I guess I need to not be on the repeater when I do that. There we go. There's packet. Yeah, there we have it.
What's the frequency for GBarrow?
It's all 145.030.
Oh, okay. After you're done, I want to try it.
Well, it won't digipede VARA, right?
I don't know.
No, it's strictly packet.
Oh. Huh.
And
Good
you can see-
RF path. I'd be
As an
surprised
R-
how fast it is for 1200 baud. It's a good path, good RF path.
Yeah.
As an unlicensed, can I try to go to a digipeater or can't?
Yes, I believe you can digipede through a licensed
Right,
digipeder.
I just can't be a digipeater, right? Okay.
Mhm.
All right. Well, I'm gonna try it with Mike again once it's clear here. What you guys are doing, what
You're on 145.030.
yes.
Okay, and you want to digipede, or you want to connect to me through VARA, correct?
Through GBarrow.
Oh no, it won't digipede a VARA signal. It has to be packet.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, well, then forget that. Okay.
Yeah. No. So do you have sound modem, Gary?
I may have, but I don't remember because this is a newer computer. I don't know if I put it in here or not. I don't know. I can't answer that right now.
Okay. Well, here's what I could suggest here is that where is it? In the settings here for packet. When you do get it, you just plug in the path right here, and then when you're in Winlink, like here, I'll show you. So right here, when you're in the packet Winlink session, if you go to the settings and you point to the location that has sound modem, so it knows where to execute it, then when you're over here, well, let me close it. Then when you go to packet Winlink, it'll know to open exactly, it'll know exactly where sound modem is and be able to open it.
Right. Okay. I don't remember if I loaded it or not.
Yeah, and if
Yeah,
you don't, no big deal,
Yeah, K2ZA has a Cantronics KPC3 there, so he's actually got a bulletin board, a packet bulletin board. It's like a blast from the past. If you connect to KD2LNB-1, that's
right,
the
hold on.
BBS.
Let me
It's a
get that
19
up. I want to get it up.
1980s all over again.
I love BBSs. That's how I started out in computers. Let's see here. Bear with me here. Get the sound modem open.
One thing that I have not seen addressed very much with Winlink is that you can have it completely tied into your email on your PC so that it's completely transparent. and send and receive messages through whatever email program you already use.
I tried that for a while. I forget what it's called. It basically shows up as a POP3 server.
Yes, so it
And
shows
I
up as
yeah, and I was able to either transmit or receive. I forget which, but not both. And I was trying it with Outlook, and Outlook would not let me connect correctly to the server. Probably a better, different email program would have worked better. I worked on that for a while, and I got it halfway working, either receiving or transmitting, but not both. But that would be really nice, because then you bring all your email together, including your Winlink email, into the main mail program that you use all the time.
well, that's why they made it. It's so that
Yeah.
it's so that non-hams don't have to deal with the ham interface. They deal with the regular, Thunderbird or whatever email they're used to. And they just address it to Winlink, and off it goes, over the radio without any intervention.
Yeah, but I mean, even you don't even have to boot up Winlink. I mean, even if you are a ham, if you want to get your Winlink message, you still got to boot up Winlink and go in through Telnet. Here, I wouldn't even have to do that. It just show up with all the rest of my mail.
Hey, Carl, what was that call sign again?
Yeah, it's Kilo Delta 2 Lima November Bravo -1 KD2 low noise buffer -1.
Gotcha. Okay, so this is the terminal program that comes with sound modem. So yeah, I'm using this to connect to him. If I can't get to him, which I know I can, I would digipeat to him, and so you could do that too. But I guess in this case, isn't KD2 LNB GBarrow? Isn't it the same person?
Yes,
same.
yes,
That's
that's
what
the
I thought.
alias for it. But to use the BBS, you have to use the dash, the
dash
call with
one.
the dash.
And here we are. So you can see here, I am now connected to him. And here are my commands. I guess I got to do it down here, right? So if I send a help command, I guess I just,
Do it, Jay. I think Jay will list everything that it's heard.
yeah. There we go. Looks like Frank was in there.
I think this is everything it's heard since the last reboot, but maybe not.
11:24. Yeah, so that's a little while ago.
Yeah, it's Thanksgiving.
Yeah. I wonder if I could just do a question mark. There we go. That's better. Oh, wow. That's a lot. So we could disconnect, call signs, list messages. Let's do LB. See if there's any bulletins. It is a bulletin board. Looks like nothing there. So we could send messages. So let me try this. We do S.
A VARA. I wonder if there's such a thing as a VARA bulletin board. That would be.
I thought that they were like one and the same. I thought that there was kind of like a cross thing going on, like you were running both VARA and sound modem, and then somehow they both filtered into the bulletin board, but I guess not. Okay, let's see.
There's got to be. I can't see how somebody could have. If you could set up a VARA bulletin board, then you could literally actually do some reasonable size file transfers in a reasonable amount of time.
Let's see here. And then we do a Control Z, right? There we go. So I guess I just sent you an email, Carl. So whenever you get to it, you can get to it. So here's the thing. You don't have a setup up where you are right now, because it would be interesting if you could digipeat down to it.
Yeah, we don't have a string of digipeaters from Bergen County down to Gloucester, I'm afraid. I know Jonathan tried to get that going back in the 80s, but there was a wall around Trenton, right?
You don't, if you can go direct, of course, you don't want to use a digipeater because it cuts your speed probably more than in half for every digipeater that you use. So you go from slow to ridiculously slow.
This reminds me of a discussion that Aries had that I CC Jonathan on, that they wanted to get Southern New Jersey counties all linked up on one frequency of 145.010 with VARA Winlink stations. And you know, I said I thought it was a bad idea. I consulted Jonathan. He said, yeah, you're just asking for congestion. You're putting everybody on one frequency. All you need is one babbling node and the whole network goes to pot. So Gloucester County pushed back. But I just want to let you guys know they are trying to do that in the Southern New Jersey section, and the 7 southern counties get everybody on one frequency, which I think is a bad idea.
So, I mean, how would you get everybody together? You could probably have different frequencies, but then you would have, I guess, like stations that would cross Digipede, or how does that even? How would you even work that?
You'd have multiple digipeters. You know, there you can string together. I guess Winlink will only allow 2 digipeters. The protocol will allow 7. I mean, and I didn't have a problem with the digipeters. I had a problem with the BBSs. You don't need multiples of them.
No.
You only need to be able to get to the one, you know, through whatever digipeters are there. And if you can't reach it with digipeters, put them on a different frequency.
Yeah.
You know, because all you need is one stuck transmitter and you're dead. You know?
Yeah, we've seen this with the Aries drills where everybody's trying to get their messages in a 2 or 3 hour window. And, you know, all the Winlink nodes are busy. So it's just a bad idea to have everybody, in my opinion, on one frequency. It's just asking for congestion.
Okay, I can hear some VARA traffic out there. Let me get back in the Winlink here.
Interesting. VARA chat has a CQ feature, which I just did. So you can actually be sitting on the frequency with the VARA chat open. And if somebody calls CQ, it'll pop up on the screen. Then you can connect to them. It has
I just saw that, Al, by the way. I'm still trying to figure out how the hell do you get the push to talk to work on my rig, but I saw you do your CQ.
And it has a broadcast feature, which I haven't. That sounds interesting. I didn't think you could do broadcast with VARA.
I can't remember if I installed VARA chat or not. I got VARA, but let's see here.
Broadcast sounds like FL Digi, Gary. You can just barf out packets, whether you're connected to anybody or not.
Yeah, the way to go. Yeah, I can't remember. I had it at one time, but I don't know if I put it on the new computer or not. Let me look under the VARA folder. No, I guess I don't. We played around with it on the 5 county thing.
Unfortunately, I missed all those. Yeah, I don't even know if I download. It's a separate download, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, it comes up, you know, it has its own screen and you can, there's a receive and a sending window. You type what you want to send and then, you know.
What's really slick though is what me and John did is that you can just drag and drop like files and it just sends them.
I haven't tried that.
You don't have to fool around with that Winlink crap. And,
Yeah, a wrapper.
Yeah.
Let's see here. What do we have? There's VARA chat and VARA terminal. I think I'll just
Yeah. I think we played with both of them. They were kind of sort of the same thing, but the terminal looked like a terminal.
All righty. Maybe I could install this really quick. Ooh, gotta extract it.
It can be used on HF or VHF. You have to actually go in and select which one.
Which one you want. Get out of that.
That's an interesting background.
Oh, that was actually that was a picture that was sent by the Arecibo telescope sometime back in the 70s.
Looks like somebody's DNA profile.
Yeah. I think there is something that represents DNA in here. I don't know which one it is though. Believe it or
That kinda
not.
looked like it sort of.
Let's see here.
I remember. Yeah, I reckon that's from my uncle. No, I don't know.
All right, I'm slowly installing this. Let's see, I'll launch it. Okay, so here this is. Yeah, and I guess we got to go into settings.
Of course.
Let's see. Just bear with me here. Okay, so we'll do VARA-FM, right?
Mhm.
Okay, oh, that looks good. Automatically launch, yes. Disconnect automatically. Okay, I'll do that. And then
Sound card. Is there a sound card set up, or is it?
where is it? It was saying that there was a, okay.
Automatically starts. the
Now it looks like
VARA.
it's all grayed out.
What do I got to do here? Just making noise. Oh, I got another. Oh, that's what that is. Okay. So let's see here. All that looks good, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Have another instance of VARA running at this.
Okay, we gotta make sure. Let's close this. Let me do this and I'll start it again. Oh, where did it go? Too many windows are open. Let's see here. Geez, I don't even know where to put it.
I hate when that happens. Yeah.
Oh, here it is.
Uh,
There we go. CQ. Okay, so here we got this. Okay, that is okay. So
Just got my CQ.
yep. Do I just double click on it or? Let's see here.
Don't know if you can. You may have to hit connect and type. You would think it'd be nice if you could click on it.
Let's see. Okay. Well, yeah. Let me try to. No. So we do connect. Connect with KB2AYU. Okay, and this is, yeah, this is what I got going on here, this little window. And I am guessing we are connected.
It's odd that it doesn't say we're connected, but what's really odd is it does it keys up every 10 seconds with like a keep alive thing, which seems a bit excessive to.
I wonder if you get, I guess you can't set that. Oh, okay, so let me see. Testing. Did you get that?
Yepper. Why don't you go up
Okay.
to click on send file and
Okay.
just find a like a say 50 kilobyte file or something, and you just send away.
They'll do a full length movie. Let's see here. I'm gonna send the one that I always send. There we go. This is the same file, Gary, that I embedded in that Winlink message of the tornado.
That's strange. It's just staying at the real slow speed.
Probably because I initiated the connection to you. It might be different if you sent one to me. That would be interesting. And I don't see anything in the constellation here.
Actually, the constellation looks a bit messy on mine. How's it look on your? Oh, I can see.
I don't
it.
even have one. The level 1. Glad I didn't pick a really big file. It did get up to level 2.
That's really odd. You're on level 2. It was the dots turned white, and I don't know if that means it's overdriven. They don't even, there isn't any documentation to even tell you what it means.
That is my number one gripe is that I could not find any information that explained what I was looking at.
It's odd though. It seems like it's unkeying like real briefly, like right in the middle of a.
And I am seeing that here. Although it's going now. Geez, I think this is like a 10K file.
This is really bizarre. I now you're up at almost a perfect 29 dB signal to noise, but just a few seconds earlier it was down around 17.
Is there any handshaking going on?
There, it tried to go to level 2, and it was just white dots, and it was all real messy looking.
I'm not seeing ACKs or NACs or requests or anything. It's just, Mike, you're just transmitting data.
Looks like it is. Yeah, I'm not hearing anything from him. He's not saying this is okay.
Oh yeah, it's sending ACKs.
Oh, is it? Okay, it's not actually showing up in here, unfortunately.
Yeah, well, as you can see, at speed 1, it's a bit slow. 3,000 bytes per minute. When we did the file thing earlier, it was 30,000. It was 10 times faster.
So could you try to initiate something to me?
Yeah.
And then we'll see if the speed's any better. Oh. And that's another thing, somebody might be throwing packet out because I just heard a packet.
That might have been me. I just finally got this thing to key. So when you
Got
guys are
sound
done,
modem?
I can probably try it with Al.
Okay.
When you guys are done.
Did you want me to, oh, here we go. All right. Oh, there we go. That's funny. It doesn't even give you an opportunity to say, yes, I want the file. Look at the speed now.
Yeah, look at the speed. And that'll be done in two packets, and it's done.
Hey, look at it. I just can't believe how many segments it's broken up into. Registration has its perks, obviously. There we go.
Just sent the same file at 10 times the speed.
Oh, that's great.
And that's narrow.
That I am set up on narrow. Yes.
Yeah, but it seems like if the initiating station is registered, it does high speed.
Yep. So how do we want to do this between you and Al, John? Did you want me to promote you to a host so we could see your screen?
No,
or?
well, let me just give it a shot, and then we'll see if we've got anything to see.
Let me disconnect first. So
There doesn't seem to be a disconnect button. I think it disconnects when the file is done without even asking you.
No, I'm definitely still connected because I'm sending a chirp every 10 seconds to you.
How about the stop button on the top there? Oh. Oh, it looks like it's
Yes,
stopped by
yeah. The
itself.
stop button is what that's a pretty unintuitive. It should say disconnect instead of stop, but maybe they've,
Where do you see the stop button?
On the top there. Settings, connect, CQ, broadcast, stop.
It's dimmed
But
out.
at the bottom,
so-
it says disconnected though.
Oh yeah, yeah. So
I
it's
think
done.
it stopped by itself because I saw the button go from dark.
My
Right.
apologies. I'm a noob here.
you have to do an auto tune, John. You're overdriven.
Okay.
So that's a pretty neat little program I never played with till now. Yeah, look at that constellation.
Huh.
That
Alrighty.
is satisfactory by.
I got it approved, so it must have changed it, set itself.
Yeah, it was too
So,
hot.
All right. So let's
So
see
go
if
ahead
I
and
can
connect.
connect to KB2AYU-10, KB2A.
Not dash 10,
Oh, not dash 10?
just plain no dash.
All right, I've got to connect. And I'm wide. So wait, this
see
is
here.
running in free trial. It's, all right, I probably didn't license something. All right, so let's see if I can send file. What have I got? Anything on my desktop? I can send a picture of my cousin. Geez. How about a text? I could send the video from Tech Saturday.
Yeah.
Ham radio, AMA, W2s. All right, I'm going to send a welcome document to the GCARC. It's still saying wide.
Nah, it's only sending level 2, which will take.
Yeah,
all day.
yeah. It doesn't look like it's going very fast.
You know, it's interesting that if it's the sender being registered that determines the speed, then I should be able to open mine up to wide and experience all the benefit that Al would have to offer with the speed that he's paid for, instead of just being stuck in narrow.
Well, you might as well quit the file. 'Cause
Yeah, I just set a stop. So it should
now,
disconnect.
if I connect to you, it'll do the higher speed.
Yeah, hang on just a second. I may be able to put my registration in here somehow. Because
I
I'm
think-
getting a message that it's not registered.
It seems like if whoever initiates the contact, it'll do the wide speed. You know, if they're licensed, it'll do the wide speed, even
Alright.
if the other guy isn't registered.
Or set up. All right, I've got my registration key in here. Okay,
So Mike, a question on mine, if I may, since I'm running the signal links too. I stuck with the narrow just because of the way I have my radios cabled. Is there a problem if I say wide, but I'm cabled to do narrow? Did I say that right? You go into different pins on your radio
Yeah.
depending.
You
Yeah.
do. At least in my experience, like there is a pin that I need to hit for 9600 and it goes past the squelch and all that.
right, it's coming straight out of the discriminator, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that may be my problem because I'm using the internal sound card of the radio. And we don't know what that does at wide. It may not handle wide.
Well, you can try. It won't do any harm. It just won't.
Oh, no,
work.
that's what I was
Yeah.
trying to do.
It just won't go fast.
Yeah, so I'll try and connect to me. All right, gotta connect. Can you send something? Okay, 11 kilobits. Got white dots, 9,500. I can share my screen afterwards if we get anything really interesting here. 9580,
Yeah, not very good. I wonder,
7180. Nah, not the kind of stuff we were getting before.
wonder if I didn't auto tune with you to maybe I'm what it's hard to say. Oh, it's done already. No.
You sent me 2021 dues paid, huh?
Okay, so we got to try some things. It's kind of neat. Let me get this window out of the way.
Yeah, what didn't we do that we were talking? We were talking about VARA, which would be really interesting to try, but I don't know. I don't know whether we could actually demo it, tonight or.
Unfortunately, I'm not prepared for that. I need to play around with it a little bit more. And
Yeah,
of course, there's VARA-HF.
And that'd run on VARA-HF.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's coming up on 9:30 too, so.
Yeah, we're well over an hour.
Well,
I mean, I don't mind. I'm having
Alright.
fun,
Yeah.
but to keep everybody else in. I don't know what everybody else has got planned, but
Yeah.
it looks like
Dinner.
somebody's auto tuning.
Dinner, right? I haven't had real dinner yet,
Oh,
so.
Yeah, I think Al's doing an auto tune to me.
oh, okay.
And I haven't had real dinner yet. I'm eyeing the furniture in the room, so.
Well, let me see here. Let me stop sharing, and then I will have to hand it back over to Gary.
Oh, yeah.
Let me see here. See if, oh, you're right here. Duh.
Huh?
I gotta find your three little dots.
My
wherever
three
they
little
are.
dots,
Yeah.
the upper right-hand corner, right?
Let's see here.
Dot's nice.
Let me see here. Bear with me.
Okay. Sorry, time's up.
Yeah. Yeah. There we go. Make host. There we go.
Make host.
The
Yeah,
host with the most.
yeah.
Now we're going
All
faster.
right. There you go.
Okay, there we are.
Yeah, it did a 14.4, but it's back down to 11.
Yeah.
When it gets to 15, sell. Silliness. All right. I think we had a pretty good session.
Yeah. Thanks everyone for
Yeah,
indulging
thank you,
me.
Mike.
Yeah.
What's next?
John.
Yeah.
And
Yeah. What is
next?
next?
and Charlie and Rich and Steve and Jeff.
So that's going to be, is that going to just be FT8 or is it going to be WSJTX in its entirety?
It's going to be from start to finish how to do FT8 through weak signal Joe Taylor -X.
Ah, cool. Okay.
I've
Well-
done so many screen prints. I'm tired of doing screen prints.
Well, let me know if you need a station to connect to. We could do that at any time, if you want to
Okay.
demo it.
Do
So
they have that scheduled yet, Steve? Does that start like?
Yes,
Oh,
the first
January,
January 2nd
January 2nd. Okay, cool.
on the TechNet.
On the TechNet. That's right. The new name.
Yeah, Right. We rebranded this as the Technical Net just so we can branch out and we don't have to just talk about digital. We
Right.
certainly
right.
should talk about digital whenever we got something to talk about, but maybe
Right.
we got something
Yeah.
else at some point.
Get some SDR action going on.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You
I
know,
wanted
I
to do-
also, I was telling Charlie about our PSK reporter. That's a great way to check your signal.
Oh
I think
yeah,
we should cover that.
that's a game
Yeah.
changer.
Yeah, you know? You know, that would be a good subject as well. Okay, well, we'll talk about that and get it scheduled and we'll see what happens. Everybody have a great holiday. And I thank everybody. And I'm going to terminate the meeting. Unless
Al, I'm
anybody-
going downstairs, but I'll leave my system up so you can play around with it.
Okay, cool.
All right.
All
Okay.
right.
So long,
See ya.
everyone.
Gents.
Take care, guys.
All
Thanks a
right,
lot.
take care.